spiritual, emotional, financial, and physical abuse. Each week, we deliver a candid conversation on how to step into your resilience, start living again, and push past the negative chatter that has been instilled by abuse. These dialogues are filled with strategies for eliminating past trauma that prevents you from embracing your freedom. Now, here is your host, Toyia Hampton.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in with us. This is my sister, my friend, my colleague, my partner, Adrienne Green, also known as Arthur A. Michelle.
Hello.
How long has it been since you've been in an abusive relationship?
Goodness gracious, I am 50-something years old. I had an abusive relationship right out of high school. I married an abusive man who was a deputy sheriff. And that relationship was abusive. And because I did not heal from that, I went right back in. I think that some of my embarrassment from being in that relationship forced me to try to make it work, trying to fix it. And if I just love him a little more or do all these wonderful things, he'll love me. End all be all. He won't want to do anything else but treat me good. And that didn't work. So then that was that relationship. And then I went into another relationship that really was safe for me because I had went out of one into another one. And then I picked this person that was really safe. So I knew that if there was an issue, I could probably handle him. And he began to be, we were close friends, but there was never, my needs were never, ever completely met. And not until I was out of it did I realize that I was just going through the motions of having someone. When the breakup was really rough in that relationship, I was embarrassed. I was humiliated. And rather than him tell me that there was a problem, I just finally quit trying to figure it all out. I wasn't going to get the answer that I needed. So I just had to work on myself again. And I'm still not to the point where I can be in a relationship. I meet people. I go out from time to time. And I don't like being by myself. But that lonely period is a healing process for me. And I'm getting that now. There is definitely still a whole lot of work for me to do. And what I have found is that when I was doing the classes, although I was helping them, they were helping me. When I was doing anger management, although I was helping them come up with strategies, it was helping me. When I was doing parenting, I realized and dissected my own parenting style and realized that I had made a lot of mistakes. And in turn, took that and shared it with them so that they would not make those mistakes. So I'm ready for that again in different ways, in different aspects. So I'm out there trying to find avenues to do it. My book is doing still very well. I thought that when the breakup happened that I wouldn't be able to survive. I just panicked. And thank God there was people in my life that sat me down and said, look, have you ever thought about, you can do this? I mean, you can do, they had to really pump me up because I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to make it. And now, to be honest, I'm in a better position. I do have a little hustle still left in me, a little grind left in me to make things happen. And the people that have been in my life, my mom, other friends that I have met since this all occurred that have really been in my ear and encouraged me, Adrienne, you can do this. You can do this. And I've done some things that I never thought I would have been able to do.
What was your turning point in the separation? At what point did you feel like, okay, this is not going to work? We're not going to do this. At what point was that?
Well, when it all came out, I found that there was some infidelity, and the way I found out about it, it was very embarrassing for me. And so, instead of just accepting that it was over, I wanted to find vengeance. I wanted to. He needed to hurt like I hurt, and I went into this crazy. Really crazy depression. Like I was in the bed, hair all matted. So I know now depression on that very, very heavy level. And even after that first incident, I thought, okay, well, maybe there's a hope, a chance for this to work out. No, I became very toxic. I became more of the abuser verbally. I was, every time he passed by me, I would say the most awful, nasty things. And I was in a bad place. And I knew at that point, even though in my heart I said, okay, he was willing to try to work and I was willing to try to work, but it was just not there any longer. And I felt like I would be just wasting my time. And the straw that broke the camel's back is I busted myself after we had agreed that, we try to live in the same house together, but we try to work it out and things didn't work out. And I said, I have to just let it go. Mm-hmm. And to know that who I had built a really good relationship with his mom, and she knew about some of the stuff, and that hurt me to my core. So at that point, I began to have to go to therapy. Mm-hmm. I had to, there was no choice. So I knew at that point that emotionally, it had taken a toll on me, and it was time to just end it and let it go. There was no hope of fixing it. And I hope at some point we can be friends again, but we're not even at that stage at this point. So
still some healing needs to happen, because the grieving needs to happen.
I had this body image issue anyway, of never thinking I was enough, or I was ugly, or I was fat, or I was this, or I was that. Well, when that occurred, that really made me go back into dissecting who I was. Like, well, he had to do it because I was ugly or because I was fat, or something has to be wrong with me. I was not enough. Something's got to be wrong with me. So then I started seeking validation through posting pictures of myself, all kind of cutesy ways. Because if they're saying that I'm cute, then I must be cute. You know what I mean? So it really has been an emotional road.
Yeah, I knew that, but the fact that you know it is amazing.
Oh, I know it. I know, and it's still there a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's still there a little bit that I seek validation to make me feel better about who I am. And I know that's not the way to go about it, but that's what made me feel valuable. Yeah, that's what it was, filling that void.
And I'm glad you're going there, because I think sometimes in relationships, it's the outer appearance that we're seeking.
Yes.
But it's not an outside job. Mm-mm. It's what's going, how are you treating me? What are you doing? How are you connecting?
I'm able to move on now.
I'm glad.
There is somebody out there for me, or maybe there's not. And maybe the rest of my journey is to do this work solo, by myself, whatever the case may be. I don't like being by myself, but certainly there's still a lot of work for me to do.
I'm so glad that you've came to a place. I think it did it like a full circle. It needed to happen so you can have your own sense of awareness. And I'm glad that you made it there. So what does a healthy relationship look like for you today?
A healthy relationship to me is one that respects my boundaries. Mm-hmm. One that respects who I am, where I've been, and supports where I'm trying to go. And our communication just has to be on point. We have to respect each other's time, where we're going, and just that balance. I think he needs to be my yin to my yang. We need to work together. I haven't quite, every now and then I think, okay, this is that person. And I just cling to him, and then I realized, maybe not, or maybe I'm just not ready for that right now. But I thought about it. I was like, we all fall, and we just need to be able to get back up.
That's right.
Shake it off and get back up.
There it is.
And that's where I'm at. I'm at that getting back up stage. And I often describe what I went through as all these years. I felt like this donkey with all this baggage on my back, walking across the desert. Exactly. And this incident was like a feather that touched my back, and my legs buckled up under me, and I couldn't get up. And I'm just now I am now, but felt like I had nobody. Mm-hmm. It was the most loneliest feeling ever, that I would wake up and I couldn't really share what I was going through, and the fact that everybody they were judging me. Everybody I reached out to wasn't saying what I needed them to say. So I think they didn't know. And so I think I dismissed it as they abandoned me. Mm-hmm. I felt like I was abandoned. It was a really bad feeling for me. So I'm in a different place right now, where I've accepted the fact that maybe I misinterpreted it. Maybe I expected more than I should have.
Okay. What did you expect?
I think I wanted somebody to come and save me for myself, because I was at a point where I didn't want to kill myself.
Yeah, that dark hole. I know.
But I thought I might be better if, maybe if I wasn't here, it wouldn't matter. But I would never kill myself. I don't ever think I could do that. But you begin to feel like, what is your
What am I good
Yeah.
for? Mhm.
What is my worth? I mean, is it worth it for me to keep going through this stuff? Therapy helped a whole lot.
Talking through it.
Letting
Yes.
somebody that
Can't
was
go
biased
around.
listen,
Can't go under.
So
Gotta go
I
through.
definitely benefited from therapy.
Yeah. That was the next question. What was helpful? And it sounds like it was helpful having a non-biased, disconnected person to communicate with.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it really was. Somebody that did not know me, the therapist didn't know me, and to talk to them and them really say and ask questions like they didn't know the answer to.
So the answer to are you in a relationship right now sounds like you're not.
No.
You're just dating, trying to
Just meeting people,
figure you out.
figure me out.
That's
I don't think I would be good for anybody right at the moment because I'm still working on Adrian. I still got a lot of baggage. I'm gradually dropping those things as I walk through the.
I think that's why that bag lady stood out for you so much because you could relate to.
Oh my God, that's why I made that skit. I could. That was a skit that I could relate to. I knew that I was carrying all this baggage into each relationship,
and it gets heavier.
I'm not. When I go into my next relationship, I don't want to go with all this stuff. I don't. And so I'm working through it to make sure that I'm good for somebody and somebody is good for me. Going forward, I can use the story.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem because I know that when I was drowning literally on my own blood, that God saved me for this very purpose.
Yes.
Even though the tears are here, I'm such in a better place today. Yeah. I am. I'm stronger, I feel, even than I was then. And I'm finding balance now because I work hard to get this change, to be where I am physically, spiritually, even financially. I work hard. I was dependent on 2 incomes. It's just mine now. I've handled it well. I still look out for him, and in a way where because there was a big scuttlebutt about the house. But I said, hey, look, I'm not willing to do that, but here's what I am willing to do. And so
you guys made an agreement.
We not one that he was totally satisfied with, but at this point I had to do what was best for Adrian. You know what I mean? Because and some people may frown upon it and may feel it's not fair, but there's consequences for your behaviors, mine too. But that this was the best route for me to go. I had put on the table, we can do this, this, and this, and we can do this. But if you're not doing that, this, and this, then that thing is off the table. I'm gonna give you this right here, and this is all I'm willing to give you. And so that's where we are. It's not. We had a conversation. Compromise. Yeah, we had a conversation via text that was much better than the last times that we've talked, which I'm glad about. But there's still some underlying issues, and I just pray to God that things smooth out.
On a scale from 1 to 5, how firm are you on your boundaries with everyone?
I'd have to say a 4. I'm much better, even at work, because I was that girl who I'm gonna stack all my time. I'm gonna be here. If they short staffed, I'm gonna be there. My time is valuable to me now. It is. It's very important to me. I have boundaries in the sense of what I will and will not do, what I will go and will not go, where I will go and will not go. And I'm firm on it. But there's still an area that tugs at my heart sometimes. And it's always with a man.
You want to be supportive.
I want to be supportive, but I need to be able to let go and let them figure it out and not be the cushion all the time.
What are your next steps in life? I know. Let's talk about your book. Let's talk about
the book.
Your process.
The book did well.
The book did well. Good for you.
It's doing well still.
Good for you.
What I did was with the book, any royalties I got, I constantly just banked it.
Good for you.
And it's done well. The reviews are good.
What are your next steps in life?
I got a few things in the fire. Some stuff they don't allow us to talk too much about, but a podcast that's coming up.
Good job.
I have another book coming out, and I'm hoping that I get the opportunity to do something here at Two Lifestyles. I just want to be a part
of giving back, not so much to Lifestyles. You just want to be a part of just giving back overall.
Yes, overall.
Well, I'm glad you made it through.
I did.
Just keep trudging because God always got you, no matter what. Ain't nobody gonna rescue you. Ain't nobody gonna come and do nothing for you. You got to do it yourself.
Right. I think if nothing else came from this whole thing, I learned to be okay with who I am.
Mm-hmm. So all you doing today is all you,
me.
Boo. Okay.
I'm
Good to know.
Me.
Do you?
I'm doing me, but I want to help somebody. I'm not trying to be nothing but me.
Be happy.
That's all I want to do. It still go on. I'm still pushing. And here I am.
You've been taking care of just you for a year all by yourself.
All by myself. Girl, if you saw my house, the stuff I've done.
I see it.
I've done all kind of stuff to my house. I got a friend that helps me paint. Yeah. I feel good. I feel proud of me because it's the first time in my life that I really been by myself. I went from that baby daddy, I went to that other dude, and then this dude.
And now it's all
a whole year it's just been me. I'm in a good place.
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I'm so far from where I used to be.
You're in a healing place. So any questions you have for me? Because we've been away from each other for a long time. What would you ask me? Because I'm also a survivor. So what would you?
I would say, based on what you hear, because I respect you in that counseling area. Based on what you hear where I am, what I've shared with you today, do you think I'm on the right path? Would you suggest other things that I could do to help through this process? Do you think I'm at the place where I should even be helping other people yet? Or is that still some time I should take for working on self?
I would say, I think you're in a good place on your journey. I think that I felt the way I felt, and God put it on my heart because he's the only one that could have done it. But just do this for me. As you give, keep enough for you. Practice that self-care.
Yeah.
And you have to come first. It was like Adrian, like my big sister Adrian, and we gonna do this thing, and God had another plan for us for a little bit of time. We've talked about so much.
Yes,
and again,
I am experience.
It has, haven't it? I am so proud of you as to paying more attention to self-awareness, having your boundaries, staying firm on your boundaries, and recognizing once we're out of an abusive relationship, it doesn't mean that we're healed and we're done. It means that we've made it through that, and now we have to be more hyper-vigilant to make sure that it don't happen again. And sometimes we're looking for it in this area, and it shows up in that area. And so I'm glad that you've made a full circle. You mentioned like going into relationships, you're kind of looking for the red flags. You're not dismissing the red flags. And that more importantly is that you're letting your light shine.